Okay, after Lina's fantastic gym session, I'm here to talk about the dark side of the force. So you can stay seated and cross your fingers. So a few words about me. I'm Lorenzo from Milan. I have 20 years of experience. Basically, I started from journalism, then I switched off from the other side, and I was working for many years in international PR, still in Italy, and then 10 years ago I opened my own agency, Competence, that is also here to support the foreign in Italy as PR. And I'm also part of the association where my passion somehow is on crisis communication. So I'm here. Here's, of course, if you want to be in touch, I can also send you the whole presentation, because here I got a light version. So I will start from where my colleagues finished. So did you know that, for example, the trust? So there are some interesting number saying that somehow many clients are even more appreciating your company after an attack. Why? Because the company can have the opportunity to turn into an opportunity something that seems to be a threat. If you have a look to the Deloitte Privacy Index, the huge majority of customers consider today trust more important than convenience. Okay, so we have two money. One is euro or dollars or yen. The other pocket is reputation and trust. Numbers are impressive. You can see behind me. Every 3 minutes, more or less, there is an attack. But the problem is that this huge situation today is managed not by us, but basically from IT managers, from legal department, and communication still doesn't have a strategic role. This is something to change, because there is a lack of attention on internal and external communication. I don't know in other markets, but I can tell you, for example, in Europe, next year in May, there will be the introduction of a new law on privacy. It's a European directive. So the market will be absolutely revolutionized, and so there is the new profession, data protection officer. The data protection officer means that there will be a new profession trying to merge different skills, IT, legal, and also communications. And I do think that our role is also to start driving the bus and not be considered just the last part of the chain when there is an attack to a company. This is something, it's not mine, it's from a colleague from Canada, so still working from Canada, go Canada. Melissa Agnes, that is absolutely much more interested than me, but I would like to share with you this is Melissa up on the left. And so the rule of communication is changing, okay, it's changing, so you see, you can check it out, and it's not just sending position statement or try to defend, but it's important to switch from reactive to be proactive, even and above all on crisis communication. So listening, adaptability, flexibility, Twitter, and again Twitter, after I can tell you something specific on Italy if you wish, on Twitter. It is slightly different from the other countries, but I think still for our job it's vital. So let's try to become prepared. This is the traditional Italian approach. Don't worry, Lorenzo, be safe, let's cross our finger and we will see. For the moment, I don't care, so never mind. And so I think absolutely, if you can tweet, we need a ready crisis culture. So as I was saying, other colleagues, if we try to educate our clients, probably one day we will be able to better manage our possible crisis. So prepare before and not just during the attack. This is something coming from Deloitte. Deloitte, so not just the traditional PR agency, means that the business is affected seriously from crisis. So if you can check it, you will see how many materials Deloitte is doing, and but the principle is the same. So readiness, response, recovery, start with analysis, and then keep on working even after the attack. 24/7 monitoring. I would say that monitoring, it's not enough anymore, it's a matter of intelligence. I think we have to understand that monitoring is tactic, web intelligence, business intelligence is something strategic. So not what is coming now, but what is coming tomorrow, okay? And this is something that could somehow interesting. Some tips. So I try to stay in 10 minutes, 5 pragmatic things to do if you want somehow to prepare a data breach crisis communication plan. First, right here, right now, so don't waste your time. And I think it's absolutely important to start immediately your communication. Of course, each of us tell the same, be honest and to the point. Sometimes I would say that it's not so easy to be honest and to the point, depending if we are talking what kind of issue, what kind of clients. But it's a must. Show remorse, it's important, even though you don't think, do it. In this case, I'm in favor of a fake news, because it's vital to be warm and not cold. Relation management is key, and so I think that if we do the correct approach, we can even strengthen our relations in a situation of crisis. Second point, of course, do something concrete. So official statement or standby positioning as you want. And here there are some tips. I would say try to think about the possibility to put your face. Because as my humble personal opinion, sometimes at least Italian clients are scared to put their face on crisis. So I sometimes be appointed in 1 second spokesperson from the client because the CEO has no clue or he doesn't want to put his face on the TV. And on the contrary, I think that a video apology, prepared, of course, can be effective. So I would suggest your client to be their face with our direction, with our coordination. Third point, social media, of course. Social media ready. Today there is the new profession of crisis social media expert. And so it's something that is a specialization, I would say, of social media, but the crisis is really linked every day to social media. So the dark side, it's like yesterday, the matter and the antimatters that we saw in the CERN. And a response flow chart, I think it's important, so preparedness plan and procedures, depending if your client is only located in one center or is spread all over the country, how the center talks with the remote area is absolutely vital. Finally, online reputation. Keep online means stay connected. And I don't think that it's not only something on social media, but I absolutely suggest you to do an online vulnerability analysis, always. Start with an online vulnerability analysis and then evaluate if we need something else. Search engine optimization, digital PR relations, so it's part of a mix. It's not a different planet, social media, but it's part of the communication. I don't have the time, but I invite you to check 2 cases. One is a good story, an old story, but it's a good story because sometimes we don't have good stories. Buffer, some years ago, was hacked. And they were absolutely very, very effectively in managing this situation. So if you see here, there is also the link, but again, if you want the whole story, I can give you, if you send me an email, I send you also the details. But they weren't scared. The CEO himself, less than 1 hour than the attack, start making the first email, and he was driving the bus personally. And so it was a great case, and they even were outside the crisis, even strengthening and enforcing the relations. So this is something that you can check. And on the other side, you see, remember, this is just, I leave you 20 seconds to read the email, but there are key points. Yes, we are sorry, and do something. They were very pragmatic to the point, showing not only remorse, but what they were doing, with specific instruction. Don't just move out from Twitter, they put a banner. So it's not theory, it's a clear list of what you can done, but this is immediately after the attack. So preparation, again, it's vital, otherwise you will never do it. And Tinder is nothing compared to this. It is a very bad story, but it's true. So I don't know if you ever heard Ashley Madison. It's for husbands like me that can have, or they would like, extra affairs, and they've been hacked. So Tinder, again, 30 million data on the net, 2 suicides, class action, and a huge reputation case. Here you have VIPs, UK government people, Marines, there are lots of stuff, and you will see how this company is trying to reposition themselves. So they are not closing. They are trying to find a new position, and you will find in the web the current campaign trying to rebrand. And so the reputation was, on one hand, it was a bad news. On the others, it was an opportunity for a huge promotion, because now they are more than ever famous outside their specific business. So, closing, 5, again, pragmatic suggestion. I think that you can read it. I'm more than happy to respond to any questions. And so, thank you so much.